This is going to be a bit noisy. We're test driving another truck. This is another case of no one else can fix it, so he's brought it to us.
This is what it's doing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Just gutless.
Feels like it's got no fuel.
We've also got no temperature. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And it's just started playing up.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
Big pump at the back.
Feels like it's lean.
Okay.
Okay, make it again.
Oh, we got no temperature. So our temp gauge is at 60. And it's actually dropping. So there's a problem. Hands foot to the floor.
Not quite. Just rolling into it. But now it is.
There was a big pop on the back, out the exhaust. We got gear change.
One kick down thing.
These are often really lazy. They kick down. Because I mean they have a kick down switch. The early one, without a kick down switch, they don't kick down nice. So they're always lazy. Actually feels nice, like drive-wise. It doesn't look like it's got the suggestive steering wheel like the last one.
No, it actually drives really, really nice. It's quite a nice truck.
That's how much test drive you want to do?
There's more. There's more.
You don't want to do much test drive if you're pulling over already. I think we've experienced the issue.
Yeah.
Sparrow's been picked up, that was burnt out. Yeah, I found it. So it was when we were climbing under load. Does it normally do it under load? Yep. Like when we were loading up?
Yep.
So cruising like this is normally okay?
Yeah, it's when I go to load up.
Load it up. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like it's lean, no fuel.
Yep. I wonder if it's worth popping the cap on the fuel tank. We'll check it when we get back to breathing. Do some fuel flows, checks. You said they checked the fuel flow?
The fuel flow meter's been replaced. I don't have to check the fuel flow itself.
They will check the fuel flow. And it had a surge tank change or something?
It's had a surge tank fitted.
Okay, no problem. Managed to drop the temp gauge driving down the hill. Check that out. This is still saying 60. One on the dash definitely dropped off. Need some side runner boards for little shorties like me. All that bucket over there to jump on. Watch your testicles. Don't catch them on the side of the seat. So this one we actually did an initial assessment when it got here. We opened the bonnet and went, oh, it's nice and clean and tidy. We asked a couple of questions. We opened up the lid off the ECU, had a quick look inside, and we saw that it looks like it's been serviced. It looks clean and tidy. It's had an airflow meter changed. It's had a whole lot of bits and pieces done. So we've gone through that. Niders are changed. We checked they were earthed. Just a quick wiggle. And the easiest thing next was just to go for a drive. The temp gauge just rocketed down. So we're sitting at 60 degrees. And the man drove 2 hours to get here, so it should have been warm. Down the driveway, out onto the road, 60 degrees, and it's cooled off coming down the hill. So it's now going to need a thermostat. Oh yeah. The hand tells me it definitely needs a thermostat. And it did a big pop and backfire and lost a heap of power when we were climbing the hill. So Jace is going to get into checking some fuel flow. We'll see what he finds. Jace has got the return line off.
I think it's return.
Have you got a timer on your phone?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't have, my phone's in the office.
I've got my phone's in my pocket.
Your phone's in your pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. It's interesting, this one with the twin batteries. Big alloy radiator in it. Early model, so it's got the alloy body airflow meter. We think, and it's got a cold start injector, so it's early LS 400 or Celsius. It'd be Celsius being Toyota on the top there.
Yep.
Just wait, I'll tell you when. I'm going to start it. You hit the timer.
Yep.
As it starts.
Yep.
Tell me 30 seconds and I turn it off. I can hear a primer pump down there. Yeah, that's telling me there's plenty of fuel flow. Oh, there it goes. What's happening with that fuel flow, Jace? I can hear.
It's,
Yep.
towards the end there, I could hear the pump. I could hear a pump.
Yeah, you heard that?
Yeah. And it was going. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Try doing that again.
That was perfect. I could hear the things buzzing down there.
Yeah, I could.
But initially, how much have we got there?
Fucking litre and a half.
So 3 litres a minute, so it's got heaps of flow, so it's got a big grunty pump.
Crack the
It didn't do anything weird.
Is this VVTI on?
No, on VVTI.
Okay.
I'm not going to tip this back into your tank because it had oil in the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's cool. No problem.
Okay, we've got what looks like a 044. We've got multiple filters.
I've got a filter up here as well.
Yeah, okay, I've got an 044, I've got a little tiny surge tank,
Yeah.
which is like a nothingness. Yeah.
The surge tank was fitted after the issue started. So I'd purchased the vehicle
Yeah.
and guy who owned the vehicle, he was driving it to work and the issue started. And then he rang me and then he replaced all the rotors, the igniters, the float meter, he fitted the surge tank, trying to solve the issue. But it never actually solved it 100%.
Okay.
And then I still agreed to buy it because it's still drivable.
And it's a grouse truck.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a cool truck, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's hard to find a really tidy Hilux like
It is
this.
very much, especially the one I had for hire to that was a LN65 1987 with a Rover V8 carburetor.
Oh, yeah?
And it was a pig.
Right, okay. Thoughts, Jace? A fuel filter.
No, get on this fuel pump. See those
Really?
wires?
Yeah, these wires.
Yeah.
But we've got the amount of fuel in this. That's not even, maybe a litre
No, I feel lucky.
if you're lucky. So our test won't work with that pump, with that setup at all. Because there's no way this little pump can keep up with no returning.
Yeah, but if you're wide, it's also if you're wide open throttle or more demand on the fuel system, the same thing's going to happen. It's not going to return.
Yeah, it needs. Well, there's no way that this on its own is going to keep up with that.
No.
There's no way that's going to work. So that needs a big surge tank.
Yeah.
Or we drop that out and put a proper pump in the tank.
Yeah.
Well, I think we put an amps gauge on it,
Yeah.
and we'll see if it drops in amps. I reckon it's just, well, I know whether that is the problem. Let's get that thermostat in it. I'll find. I'm going to go do the link stuff, and you can try and find the fuel pump wiring or a fuel pump fuse, and we'll put my amp gauge in it. Check it. Not a whole lot of amps flow connected into the fuel pump fuse.
Yeah.
Thing on it comes all the way up.
Yeah.
It likes that.
106.
Adjustable fuel pressure going, Jace. Whoop. 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 You having fun there? As a comparison, we have one on the bench. Is Old Yeller getting rated? I can't use that one. Can't use the one I just fired up because that's a Gen 2. Or do we go for a drive and use our adjustable fuel pressure clamp?
I reckon about there.
And see what it goes like. Yeah. A couple of runs up and down the hill with our adjustable clamp.
Seems happy with
Your speed doesn't seem to be out of the park. Seems bang on the there. We've got 10 amps, which is more like an 044 pump.
The 10 amp fuse is probably not suitable.
We have temperature 80 odd degrees. It's up on the gauge on here properly. Woo -woo. What's our amp gauge doing? Yeah, but our amp gauge is dropping off. That fuel pump should be keeping up. 8 amps, they're sitting there. But it's going like it should, eh? Yeah, we'll see what it goes like when it goes up the hill.
I can hear the difference in the pitch in the motor.
Fluctuation is the small pump, eh? Duk, 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 duk. That's where our fluctuation is.
It is definitely running better.
Yeah, back right off. Oh, we're doing 80k. Half throttle.
We've done a thermostat, of course,
Yeah.
and that radiator is actually keeping this engine cool because it's come down onto the thermostat. Because that radiator is so efficient, it's actually dropped it down onto the thermostat. It is cold today though, isn't it? But we haven't done leads or plugs or anything else. We haven't changed airflow meters, we haven't changed anything else. All we've done is ensured a better fuel supply, which points to a fuel supply issue.
Feels way more less full throttle.
It actually feels much nicer here.
Yeah, it feels way happier. Do we go to the bottom of the hill, take the clamp off and drive back up the hill again?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it actually feels smooth here.
Yeah.
It wasn't smooth like this before.
I'll just leave the clamp on.
We could put a cable on the clamp so you could just adjust it like a choke cable.
We want some more go.
Oh, where did our power go, Jason? It's Sergi.
Yeah, no problem.
Straight away. Listen to it.
turn around already because it's really slow. It's actually quite pathetic sitting here. Feels back. There's the one of the first one over there.
Can you put the clamp back on?
Alright.
You want me to refit the clamp?
Yeah.
Variable voltage. Do I have to come in and open? You can't reach. That's right. I'm not reaching across from this side. How many clicks do you want on your clamp?
How many clicks?
Here. They're good. He wants another one. Wait, he wants another one. They're good? Yep, good.
You know how I said it, eh? I just watched the thing pop up.
We're actually getting temperature into our oil now, and the oil pressure's coming down like it should. Awesome. If we go a couple more amps this time, could you push it up towards 10?
Yeah. That's like quarter throttle. That's way better. And look, we've got more amperage too.
Yeah. That's because you gave it more clicks.
I know.
We're good. You can go home now. We're done. We'll just leave your clamp. It'll be like $14 for a brake clamp. We're good.
Awesome.
35 PSI. Just under 45.
That is sufficient. About around that 40 PSI. So the regulator isn't stuffed. I think there is normally about 38 PSI is what we're aiming for. What are we doing with this off?
Just under 45.
And when you give it more pressure, what's it go to? Can we check your amps?
Well, I can get up over 75 PSI.
Bring your amps up. Keep going. You're at 8. 9. There's 9.
There's 75 PSI there.
Okay, so it may not be a fuel supply problem. Do we have blocked injectors? Do we have leaks around there? Do we have an air leak? Because it definitely wants more fuel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The engine isn't getting enough fuel into it. So why are we not getting enough fuel?
You know what we need right now? Smoke machine.
It's an Hamilton. Just back off and let it. So I've got both oxygen sensors unplugged. It's showing a code on that side, but that could be because there's an air leak on that side. And they're old. We would like a new pair, but okay, we'll drop down now. Where's that spot?
Hit it before.
I've got a smoke machine, but I lent it out to a guy to fix an industrial problem.
Go to roof?
That's it.
Down there somewhere, eh?
Yeah.
The base seals, taking them all.
Somewhere in there. Okay, we've got to start digging. There's something up in there.
Basically, spraying the seconds and
Yep.
It's just like when I put it in fuel in here. Gives it some fuel.
Yep.
It wants more fuel, that's why giving more fuel pressure helps. But that was artificially giving it more fuel. The fuel pressure is actually okay, which means for some reason it's not putting more fuel in. Enough fuel in. It sounds healthy like this, I. So I think it needs an oxygen sensor as well, but we need to fix that, wherever that air leak is or whatever's going on there, or whether it's injector issue. That one's already falling to pieces. That one's got no clip on it and it's falling to bits already. We see bulgy, the bottom injector seals are bulgy. It's hot. It's got the bigger injectors in it. It's got the blue ones in it already. Well, I've got 425s. Might be a bit big. Okay, we're going to come up with a plan. We know it needs more fuel. I can see dodgy injector seals. If we pull the plugs out, we can read the plug, see if it's really lean on one side, which could be because of that oxygen sensor. New gaskets all through it because I don't like that silicon, and I can see these old gaskets. And I don't need to worry about injector plugs breaking because they're already broken.
Can't break them.
Can't break them because they're already broken. So we just need to work our way through all those items to work out why it doesn't have as much fuel in it as it should. Okay. It wants more fuel, as you can see.
Yep.
And it goes really good with more fuel.
Yeah.
Whether it's a blocked injector, you know, all those sorts of things. I've got a set of service injectors here.
Yeah.
If we really came down to it, I've got some that have been serviced. It is the time frame. We've got an afternoon.
Yeah,
Is this your daily driver? It's a 2-hour drive for you. We are not, Jason.
This hose clamps to hold the hose on.
Sevan, keep going. Is it handling it? 12 bar. It's giving it a workout, eh?
As soon as it drops fuel pressure,
Should we put a bit of new EFI hose on that return?
we got some.
Yeah, we've got some new fuel hose. Technically it's okay because it's actually
No, all right.
no, I want it's a bit soft. I think we'll put some better stuff on it, eh? So we've had a bit of a discussion, and Aaron's 2 hours drive away. We've got a good afternoon of work, so we're going to continue with this job another day. He's going to go away next week with his kids, and he wants to take his truck, so we've done a temporary fix. I've unplugged the oxygen sensors. It is displaying a fault on the left-hand oxygen sensor. And I don't think it's any one problem. I think it's a series of little problems. Slightly leaking injector seals. Injector plugs are ugly. It looks like there's a little bit of an air leak down there, which could be injector seals. And then I said it could have dodgy fuel in it. And his face perked up and went, well, it did get filled up at a service station that there was complaints from other car owners. So we'll probably look at getting the injectors serviced as well. So as I said, we're going to continue another day once it's scheduled in. But we probably should actually have a bit of a look around the truck, and because it's quite an interesting little truck. It's a very cool truck. Hilux version of an alloy radiator. We've got the twin batteries. One is for the winch on the front. Started its life. Oh, there's no chassis tag. Started as a 106. It's a LN106 is what it started its life as. Though that chassis tag has been gone, so it may have had a rebody or something like that at some point. 97. It looks like it's had big springs put in it, Aaron? You think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Big springs. Old man MU shocks in it. It's actually running some front sump headers, which have been squeezed in there on some standard Hilux rubbers, but with made up engine mounts in between. It's obviously had a repaint because it's looking quite smart, very, very smart. Inside we've got the auto, and just standard tidy Hilux inside. Flat deck on the back with a bit of a roll bar, some spotlights on it. We'll have a look at the auto underneath. Oh, Chase has got repaired. Oh, good shocks at the back as well. So we can see here we've got a surf transfer case that's been fitted onto the Lexus box. So that's the 1UZ auto. The adapter off a surf transfer on the back here with the electronic engagement. Cable speedo, there's a cable up in there. Exhaust comes right down. Joins up into a, looks like a 3-inch actually. Oh, it might only be 2.5. And out the back, one muffler and a resonator. For legality, we've got the drive shaft hoops. There's drive shaft hoops and the fuel system, which we don't really like. It's probably upside down now because I'm lying upside down. Really needs a bigger surge tank. We've discussed that as well. Or I put the pump directly into the tank and that solves lots and lots of problems. But all in all, this is a really cool truck. And once sorted, it actually goes really well when we put some extra fuel into it. And it should give the man lots of years of good service once it's all running like it should. As I said, we'll be back for another day. So we'll talk to you again soon. Catch you later.